How's everyone doing? Today I have a Blu-ray update with 11 pickups. If you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them and let me know which one of these is your favorite as well. Leave me those comments down below. And there's a few in here that I haven't seen yet, but some that I have. Some's been a while. First up from Disney is the 4K Ultra HD release for the new Aladdin with Will Smith right there. It's funny, I remember when the trailer for this came out, everybody was panning it and just crapping all over it, criticizing it. And then it came out in theaters, and I really didn't hear anything about it. And I feel like everything goes so quickly from the theaters to home video now, but I was kind of surprised I didn't hear a lot about this one. The very few things I did hear were positive, though. So I'm going to go in here with an open mind, and I'm just gonna try to, like I said, keep an open mind. I do like Will Smith. I think he is very talented acting wise. I feel like it's hard to kind of, compare him to Robin Williams in the animated one. But if anything, I'm expecting some really good visuals here. And there's the new Aladdin. Let me know if you've seen this one in particular. Out of all the ones, I'm the most probably curious for this. But once I do view it, I'll go over, because this one, is a new release. I'll talk about it more in depth. And next up is the classic Aladdin animated feature, which I grew up on this one. Love the heck out of this one. And there's sequels for this too. I think it was like Jafar's Revenge. I actually ended up recently picking those up, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch them yet, but I plan to. And this is the newest Ultimate Collection Edition Signature Series. First time in 4K. It's nice that Disney's releasing all these titles in 4K now. And there's the back. I'll do a proper overview of this as well coming up. But this is just kind of a quick mail day to show what's come in the past couple days. Yeah, I think it was I think all of these came in yesterday except for 2. So it was a pretty big mail day yesterday. A lot of 4Ks as well. But yeah, I grew up on this one, a classic. Robin Williams, amazing. Just iconic. Gilbert Gottfried as well. The voice acting and the music as well. I love the heck out of that. This is probably one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. Let me know what your favorite Disney movie is. Number 1 for me would probably be Pinocchio. Aladdin would probably be number 2, though. Next up is Apocalypse Now. This is the final cut. This is the 40th anniversary edition. It's a 6-disc set, and you can get it at a really good price. Phenomenal for a 6-disc 4K Ultra HD release right there. From Lionsgate, and I remember watching this film. I want to say, I don't know if it was American. It was a film class. It might have been an American film. I'm not sure, but it was amazing. We did it was like the special on it. It was like the Heart of Darkness, I believe, and this one looks like it has a ton of special features in here. Over 5 hours of special features. So I'm really excited to check this out, and I believe. I think it was Martin Sheen's birthday on set, and he ended up having like a heart attack in his hotel room, if I remember correctly, in that Hearts of Darkness special right there. And I really like the way this folds out. Go ahead and show you right there. And then here is the back. But I might do an unboxing for this too, because I feel like it deserves it. It has some nice interior artwork as well. Really beautiful set. And I kind of feel like it should have had an outer slipcase though, because the way this sits when you take the J card off, it just, it's kind of like opens up very easily. I think an outer slipcase would have been nice for it. Give it a little bit more protection and just sturdier so it doesn't open up so easily. But really beautiful looking edition right there. And I remember, I think Lawrence Fishburne is another thing that I remember sticking out in my mind here. I think he was like 17 at the time when he made this. So a lot of interesting facts on there too for the special features. At least the old one from back in the day. So I'm expecting some newer stuff, 5 hours worth. So I'm excited for that. It's a classic. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I want to refresh my memory. Let me know what your favorite war film is, by the way. There's a lot of classics out there. I feel like even the past few years, there's been some really good war films that came out. Next up is one that I haven't seen. This one's from Lionsgate as well. And this is Lock Up with Stallone. And it sounds interesting. I like the cast here. I think you have John Amos in here, and Donald Sutherland plays a warden. And Stallone is Frank Leone. I like the last name aspect right there, probably an homage. But yeah, so he's in prison and he's, I guess, trying to serve his time. And Donald Sutherland is basically taking vengeance out upon him and making his life just daily turmoil all the time. And I guess I don't know exactly what he did, but it must have affected Donald Sutherland in some way. And he's, trying to just make his life terrible every day. So I don't know. I like old school Stallone, especially during this time period. And Donald Sutherland is an amazing actor. So excited to check that one out. I feel like I haven't heard too much about this one for older Stallone movies. Next up is Elvira. This is the recent RLJ Entertainment release. Really enjoy the heck out of this movie. I'm not sure. I heard that there could be a US Arrow Video Blu-ray release for Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And I heard about it. I saw like a post about it, but then I didn't see like an exact date or if it was happening. Sometimes they'll say it's going to happen and then they have other licensing issues and rights and stuff like that, and things fall through. So I'm happy to have the first official US Blu-ray release for Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I love this movie. I have it on DVD, and it's just a lot of fun. Now I can get rid of that DVD. But yeah, amazing, iconic character and just a blast. I remember she finds out that she has, I don't know, I think it's like a great aunt, and she goes to a small New England town that's very uptight, has a lot of rules and regulations, and she gets this old rundown mansion, and it's very, all the townsfolk are kind of against her, and I don't know, she's her outrageous self. It's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy Elvira. I think she still looks stunning today. She still does conventions and stuff like that, so awesome. I always wish there was more Elvira movies too. I think there was supposed to be more, but for whatever reason. But who knows? I think she could still do it today. So very happy to see this. I can't wait to check out the 1080p for it. RLJ Entertainment doing some good stuff. Thank you for that. Next up are a few releases from Mill Creek. The next 5 are from Mill Creek. I Spy, which I love this movie. It is cheesy fun. I think Eddie Murphy just makes this movie for me. I absolutely love it. And then Famke Janssen is in here too. She's the female spy, and he's Owen Wilson is the spy, and Eddie Murphy plays this boxer, and he basically has to team up. It's a silly reasons because he's going to, I can't remember what, I don't know if it was, I don't know, it's in Budapest. I can't remember where he's going to, but he's going to have a boxing match somewhere in Europe, and he's forced to work with Owen Wilson's character. That whole concept seems kind of ridiculous in itself. He's basically just trying to get Owen Wilson into this party where Owen Wilson can track this guy who has this who illegally got this secret, I think it's called Switchblade, invisible plane. It could basically make it so you can't see it and undetectable to radars and stuff like that. So he's just trying to get him in there, and then he kind of like forces himself onto the whole project. But their banter back and forth is great. Eddie Murphy is so ridiculous and over the top here as the boxer, so full of himself. And Owen Wilson is just kind of like the straight-laced guy, and just the way they play off each other is awesome. I think Eddie Murphy was hilarious here. If you're an Eddie Murphy fan, would definitely recommend I Spy. Apparently, this was an older TV show with Bill Cosby back in the day. I feel like a lot of people were comparing. I remember checking it out, and there's reviews for it, and people were comparing to the TV show. And I feel like you just shouldn't do that. This is like 30 years later. I understand there's going to be big fans of the TV show, but it's not going to be the same thing. I saw somebody saying, in the original one, Eddie Murphy's character was a white tennis player. Who cares? Eddie Murphy is hilarious here. They both play off each other so well. And I love the one character towards the end, the other spy character. Carlos, I think it was. He was great too. I remember him. He's been in other stuff too, but I remember him in Scrubs. But love this one. It's cheesy fun. If you like Eddie Murphy comedy movies, check it out. He's in classic Eddie Murphy form right there. Next up is an amazing film, and I'm so happy that Mill Creek has released it and given it a really good treatment here too. And I love these retro VHS slipcovers, and then you have different artwork, unique artwork on the actual Blu-ray case. But this is an amazing courtroom drama thriller. Essentially, James Woods is a famous attorney, and he used to be really big into activism stuff back in the day. Now he's just doing kind of like low-level drug cases. But Robert Downey Jr. is just coming out of law school, and he wants to work with them. And they end up getting this case And at first he was reluctant to take it, but Robert Downey Jr. kind of convinces him to take it, about this Korean man who's been in jail for 8 years for a crime that he claims he didn't commit, and they investigate it further and things unravel, and there's police corruption, stuff like that. Corruption, sort of. I don't want to give too much away, but there's certain things though, you see certain characters and right away you know what kind of characters they're going to turn out to be. But it's just so well done, so engaging, really good film. And I feel like this one is very underrated. Would highly recommend the heck out of this one if you like criminal cases like that, courtroom dramas. But I want to say the majority of it isn't in the courtroom. There's a good amount in the courtroom, but a lot of it is investigating and trying to get to the truth of matters. And there's a lot of hurdles to go through. People don't want them to know what's actually happened. It gets jumped at one point. It's very thoroughly engaging and so underrated. I definitely recommend the heck out of this one. Great acting across the board. And yeah, I love this. So really happy to see Mill Creek release this one. Phenomenal release from them too. I would want special features though. There's no special features on here. That's my only gripe, but just happy to see it to get this treatment. It deserves it. Next up is Duplicity, which I have never seen this one. I've heard of it. I guess it says she's ex-CIA and he's ex-MI6, which I guess is their England's version of the CIA. And I guess there's a love affair, and there's just it's game of cat and mouse, it says. So there's double crossing going on. So they're just romance and some espionage. So that's the gist of it. We will see how this turns out. I remember they both worked together as well, Julia Roberts and Clive Owen, in the movie Closer, which I absolutely love. I also had Jude Law and Natalie Portman in it. Love the heck out of the movie. Very depressing movie, but I like it. I like depressing movies. But this one looks like it's going to be a romantic comedy movie. Next up, there's an advertisement for Ultraman right here. And there's all the releases for Steelbooks and standard Blu-rays coming up. Return of Ultraman, Ultraman Fight Orb, Ultraman Ace, Ultraman Taro, Ultraman Leo, Ultraman Zero, Ultraman X, just tons of Ultraman stuff. Ultraman Q, Ultra 7, so much Ultraman. I didn't know there was this much Ultraman out there, but those are the upcoming releases for the end of 2019 and then 2020 as well. So if you're an Ultraman fan, Mill Creek will have you covered. Next up is two films from Andy Sidaris. He does a lot of these like cheesy 80s action movies, really over the top stuff, but both of these look awesome and cheese-tastic, and I'm excited. I'm super excited about these actually. Pat Morita, thinking about it, actually an old baseball player when I said that, about Pat Morita from Karate Kid. He is a crime boss, international crime boss, and there's two undercover agents, these women dressed scantily clad right there, and he masterminds a deadly game of retaliation to teach them the meddling feds a lesson they won't forget. But yeah, it says it's from sun-drenched Hawaii to sizzling Las Vegas to steamy New Orleans. High-speed chases and high-tech weapons. And gorgeous agents. That's a selling point right there. I love all the locales. So if anything, there's going to be some really nice shooting locations, establishing shots. Eric Estrada's in here as well. It's funny because he's got the machine gun there, and he's got one right there in this movie too. So he did a bunch of these back in the day, from Chips to this. But I'm excited to see Pat Morita play like a tough gangster kind of role like that, a villainous character. So I'm definitely excited. And it looks like it's going to be super cheesy fun. Action entertainment overload. Hot chicks and guns, sign me up. This one seems to be the same exact kind of thing. I remember reading the synopsis for this. I was like, sold. Impulse buy right away. If I were to see this out, I'd be like, yes. This stars Donna Spear. She returns as a federal agent, and she's armed with a rocket launcher and a taste for revenge in this sexy spoof of a License to Kill. With equipment like hers, she's got a license to thrill. I love it. There's so many other like little innuendos here too. But yeah, so Eric Estrada is, I guess, making a mistake against fighting against the sexiest gunslinging centerfolds. So I don't know if he is a drug kingpin or crime lord or whatever the deal is. They don't really talk too much about it, but It's just them shooting up, having chase sequences and fighting and stuff like that. Lots of different guns in here, but hot chicks and guns. All right, and I guess this is basically his repertoire right there of those kinds of cheesy action movies. Andy Sedaris. Next up is the Lone DVD. I've watched this and I love this movie. It was much better than I was expecting it to be. I don't know if they're married in real life or they're just dating, but Joe Manganiello and then Sofia Vergara. Sofia Vergara, big fan of hers. She is perfect in Modern Family, and I think from there she propelled herself into other roles. And I remember her way back in the day in Soul Plane, but I think she's talented and very gorgeous as well. Joe Manganiello is a very lucky guy. You can definitely tell their on-screen chemistry in this as well. And this was I guess, a story about a young man who went to jail. And actually, I was really surprised by the storyline of it. I guess things, the legal system can be different for each case and difficult. But he was a young star who was signed to the Yankees, but he never made it to the bigs because I guess it was during like a summer night. He was driving his car. These group of young drunk kids. One of them throws a bottle at the car, hits his windshield. He comes out, confronts him. The guy pushes him. He pushes him back, and the kid falls and hits his head on the curb and dies. So he ends up going to jail. I want to say it was for. He ends up going to jail for 20 years total, but it was like 10 for that, and then 10 for when he was in jail. When he first got there, he had to like fight off some people. So he got extra time for that. So 20 years later, he comes out, and it's a completely different world, and he's trying to reintegrate into society in his old neighborhood. And the brother of the kid who he accidentally killed is making his life just terrible, and he's trying to reconnect with his love from when he was 19. So he gets a job with his friend at the fish market. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to get back into baseball. Everybody's essentially giving him his hard time. Her cousin, who's a police officer, keeps telling him to stay away from her. His probation officer says, you have to stick with this fish job. You're no better than that, and stuff like that. So everybody's treating him poorly, and he's just kind of stuck in a rut. And he finally gets a job for this minor league baseball team, and he just excels from there. And actually, they have Bernie Williams and Cashman actually have a short little cameo appearance in here, and that was kind of interesting to see. And they basically, they're saying there's going to be scouts. They're really impressed with your practice here, and it's a little much at times, a little dramatic and schmaltzy. They pour on a little too much, but honestly, I really enjoy this one much better than I expected to. And a lot of heart here, a lot of emotional honesty, and this is what I came up with this, and I feel pretty good about this. It's a minor league film with major league heart, and I definitely think that is very true. You have some behind the scenes parts with the two leads right here, and this is from Paramount. And again, if you like baseball films and films about redemption and second chances, I would definitely recommend this one. Some good romance aspect, good baseball aspect, good message overall. He also kind of teaches one of the younger hotshot players, kind of guides him a little bit. And so I really enjoyed this one much more than I expected to, and definitely happy to have it in the collection. So there you go. Those are the 11 pickups. If you've seen them, definitely let me know what you think of them, especially the new Aladdin movie. Let me know what your favorite Disney movie is. Let me know what your favorite Sylvester Stallone movie is right there. Let me know what your favorite, did I say the favorite war movie right there? Let me know what your favorite courtroom drama is. Let me know what your favorite Milk Creek release movie is. And what do you think about these new VHS slipcovers? I'm loving them. I feel like they're really listening to physical media fans, collectors in general, and I love what they're doing with the slipcovers. I would like to see more. I would have liked to have seen slipcover for this one too. But I'm really excited for these cheesy action ones. Let me know what your favorite cheesy action movie is too. There you go. Let me know. Leave me those comments down below. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care.